Hi there folks, this is Infected One, and I have taken upon myself to make a tutorial series for Stalker GAMMA, with the hope of making it less overwhelming and more accessible to the Stalker enthusiasts. Each episode is going to be focused on a specific subject because of the sheer amount of detail and information. And now before we start this episode, please leave a like and subscribe to this channel for more awesome content. Welcome everybody, this episode is about how do you fix all of this crap that you pick up from NPCs and stashes, how to progress in gear, how to fix your guns and armor. And as Stalker GAMMA doesn't have the option to buy any weapons or armors, fixing stuff you find is the only option. So let's dive in to the pile of garbage like the hobos that we are and start at the beginning, disassembling. Baseline is we have 3 items which are used as disassembling tools. We got the Swiss knife, the grooming kit, and the multi-tool. So what is exactly the difference between the 3 disassembling tools? Well, it's the item that they actually disassemble. A quick demonstration. Now we have only the grooming kit. As you can see, this is junk items, easily disassembling every single junk item. You see we have bullets. It also disassembles bullets. Now we have suits and weapons. It cannot disassemble suits and it cannot disassemble weapons. Moving over to the Swiss knife, let's get rid of this. It can do the same things the grooming kit could, but it can also disassemble suits, just like so. But it cannot disassemble weapons. So you guessed it, the multi-tool can disassemble everything, including weapons, junk, ammunition, and even suits. Yeah. Now you guys probably ask me, why are you talking about disassembling first? It's a repair guide. We want to build, not disassemble. And you guys are right. But in order to build items or like repair items that you want to use, you're gonna have to find parts for them. So usually you find suits and weapons in Stalker GAMMA in stashes and in enemies because you cannot buy them from traders. And they come with various components in various conditions. For example, this SV has only the barrel going for it at 64 condition and the rest is just unusable and broken. So you just either keep it because you want to fix this SV or you disassemble it for parts. It's that simple. It also goes the same for suits. This suit has a lot of good parts going for it, but not all are useful. The main difference now, it wasn't a thing before, but now with the recent patches, is that suits have a whole condition. When I say suits, I also mean helmets. They have a general condition, as you see it's on the top. And guns used to have general conditions, and now they do not. I'm gonna talk about this difference in the later part of the video. Now my tip for you is you start disassembling items straight off the bat, straight as you begin the game. You can buy this multi-tool with the money you start with and just use it. Now gun parts, you wanna take only what is above 60%. And for suits, it doesn't really matter. You can just yoink it out and I'll explain why. Of course, it's better to have higher grade components, but if you don't have anything, it's better to have nothing or like a low grade item for a suit than no item for the suit. It doesn't work the same for weapons. Weapons only pick up what's above 60%. So as soon as you find your first basic tools, do not give them in to your local mechanic, use them for yourself, and if you find a spare, only then give it to your local mechanic. You wanna open the workbench, you're gonna go to hideout furniture, you probably need to grab a book from the technician to know this recipe, and you're gonna find the portable workbench. You're gonna need some scrap, metal, and some wood, and then you craft. And why do you need this? Is because it comes with a stash and you can put it inside your base. And the whole concept of this is that you can access the stash and just drop off all the parts inside it, and they will be considered like it's in your inventory. So you don't have to always take parts in your inventory to use the workbench to fix stuff. Because now when I use the workbench and let's say wanna change this barrel, I already have a barrel in the inventory of this workbench. And this is why. Okay, now let's for example say we have found this little scorpion. Okay, we found this scorpion and then we want to use it because we don't. So we take this bad boy to our workshop, which are already filled with parts. We go over to the repair symbol, repress the item we want to repair, and then we will be required a type A toolkit. Now this is the most important item in repairing your guns. And these toolkits are also scaling with your tools. Let me show you. So you go to repair toolkits, and as you can see we have the type A, it requires basic tools. Type B, it requires basic tools to craft. Then you go to type C and it already requires advanced tools. Type D requires expert tools, which means that your progression is blocked. You cannot use type D weapons because you cannot craft a type D repair kit until you find expert tools, which are pretty rare in very late game. So coming back to a little scorpion, we see that we do have a type A toolkit. We have crafted it. And we can see that no part in this little scorpion is above 60%, meaning we have to replace all of them. And now we press the part, and if it's grayed out, it only means that we do not have replacements. We press a part, and we choose the part that we want to use. So we always go with the top one. You choose it for each one, you choose like the best condition you got. And let's say, for example, that we do not have a barrel. And we just press repair. So this is the gun now after we fix it. As you can see, all parts are in good condition except the barrel. And you can also see that it affects our jamming probability. So our jam probability right now is 6.44%. Just so you know, it's a lot higher than that. Even if your jam probability is like 0.5%, you will feel a lot of jams. The number is really not a good representation of how many jams you get if you don't maintain your parts properly. Also, your barrel is 19 condition. Any barrel underneath 70 condition already has a penalty to the damage of your bullets. So now before moving on to how do we deal with this barrel crisis, we want to talk about gun maintenance, aka cleaning the gun. Now that brings us back to the fact that I said that you only want to take gun parts which are above 60%. And why is that? Because that's the limit to the cleaning capabilities of these maintenance kits, aka cleaning kits. So as you can see, it's not usable below condition of 60%. So right now, nothing except the barrel is under 60%. But it does require us to clean because 71 is pretty low and it kind of causes the jam. So with having the right cleaning kit for the right weapon type, we just right click the gun, we press maintain parts and we go to clean bolt and we just click it. And voila, our bolt is 99%. aka 100, you just take it to the max. And now moving forward, you said you cannot clean the barrel, it's 19. How do we clean the barrel? Well, just calm your titties, everybody. This is why we used the type A repair kit. Now we also use it to actually repair, but as you can see, each repair kit got a maximum of 3 uses. What it does basically is if you have it, you press maintain part and you can wholly replace your barrel. You see, the barrel is here, so I press replace barrel. It's gonna consume a use of the type A and it's gonna take the barrel from 19 to 100. Now as you can see, it also lowers the jam probability to 0, which is amazing. Remember, even the slightest of percentages at jam probability jam a lot more than you expect. So maintain your guns, maintain those parts. It's gonna consume a gun cleaning kit, a 1 use. They all come with 5 uses and they're not as expensive or hard to craft as these things. And now you guys, as the smarty pantses that you are, probably go like, hey, why do I even collect gun parts then if I can just use the fucking repair kit and switch every single broken part to a new part? Why do I have to go around disassembling and assembling a new gun like it's a fucking puzzle? Well, because repair kits have only 3 uses and they are very expensive to craft and very expensive to buy. These are the kits and this is how much materials each cost. And you think the ramrods are easy to come by? No. You have to either buy them for a lot of money or you also craft them for a lot of shit. And if you want to compare it to how much money it actually costs, then this is the actual prices. As you can see, a type A weapon repair kit is like 13k, then it jumps to 25k, and then it jumps to 31k. It's a lot of in-game rubles, especially at the beginning. Even paying for ramrods and files is gonna take you a lot of money because you need these to craft the kits and you need these to craft the cleaning kits and you need the cleaning kits to craft the repair kits. It's a whole process. It's gonna cost you a lot of money, and that's why finding parts is always way more economical and way better, and it's gonna save you a whole bunch of rubilos. Oh, one very important thing that I forgot. Let's say you do not have a component and you're like kind of short of money. you don't want to waste the use of a repair kit, you can always go to your in-game mechanic and you're gonna hover over the gun you want to fix, and it's gonna show you, it's gonna highlight items that he has. And sometimes he might just have the mod 2 that you need for your gun, or like the barrel that you were missing. It was just here. Well, it was just here for 6k, which is a lot cheaper than just buying type A and using it once. So always check your technician for the part before you fall apart. That was horrible, I'm sorry. Now there's a really cool mechanic that you can use to swap parts while not at your workbench. If you have the repair kit for your set gun, let's say I want to replace a part right here and I don't have a crafting bench next to me, but I do have the repair kit. So I just right click the gun and I do field strip. And then I say remove all, for example, remove whatever I want to fix. Let's say this is the sliding bolt, so I can just remove the bolt carrier. So we can remove, let's say, the sliding bolt. We can also remove whatever the fuck we want, the bolt. The only thing we can now remove with field stripping is the barrel. So now you see we removed 2 items. It didn't consume any charges, and we can just, let's say, take the better part and not the one we removed and shove it in. And bam, the gun is perfect. So if you find a gun or your gun has a good barrel but some part is fucked up and you just came across having that part and the repair kit for that gun, you can just do the entire repair function inside your menu, inside your inventory, without having a workbench. Another thing you can know, I don't really use it, I don't see the point for that, but you can actually clean gun parts outside of the gun. Okay, so let me show you. You can hover a part, and when hovering the part you can see it highlights the repair kit and the cleaning kit for said part. So it highlights the type A. We do use, and then you can press it, and we can even use one of these as a bonus. Not that it would matter because it always fixes 100%, so don't you waste this. And you do repair, and now it's 100%. So I usually just do it when it's in the gun, like I showed you with the little scorpion. But I don't know, it's a thing, just so you know. And this is basically it for repairing your guns and maintaining them as well. A good tip I can give you is if you have broken parts that you scrap out of guns to put new parts in, you can always keep the broken parts somewhere and then just yoink them out and take them as a bulk to your technician. The technicians, they do buy parts in any condition, so you can either throw everything under 60% to the garbage. I rather you sell it to the technician and get some money. So moving on to armors, let's talk about how you fix your armors. Armors have a general condition, unlike the weapons. You can see we have sewing kits with scissor markers, and we have glues with like shirt markers. And we also have numbers on each of these repair kits. This number basically means from each condition it can be used. So we take this, for example, this is 75% overall condition, which means I cannot use the 80 and above on it. You see it doesn't show. But for example, if I use the 70 and above, it does show. So now you obviously know that a 90 glue is a lot cheaper than a 70 glue, and an 85 sewing kit is a lot cheaper than a 65 sewing kit. Also, difference between glues and sewing kits is that glues have a less base repair condition than sewing kits. For example, sewing kits have plus 8% and glues have plus 4%. But the thing about repairing armors is that, for example, we can use this glue. We're gonna have the glue bonus straight away, as you can tell. It's old and total. And we can always use certain items to help us. So we can use both the glue and a sewing kit as a bonus. It's gonna consume each and it's gonna make us higher. Now you can see that there's armor repair kits going from light, medium, heavy, and exo, which I do not have. This is exactly the same concept, well, almost exactly the same concept as the weapon repair kits, except it doesn't go A, B, C, D, it goes light, medium, heavy, exo. We also have the field armor toolkit, which is used to fix damaged parts. I never use it because there's better uses for it. As you can see, you need this to craft the medium one, and you need this to craft the heavy one. Also, unlike the gun repair kits, the armor repair kits do not replace a whole part. They operate like a sewing kit with above 50 condition. So even if this armor is 59, which is kind of very low, I can still use the medium one to fix 10% of this, going from 59 to 69. Nice. Coming to a repair window in the workshop, you can see it works very similar to guns, where you press the armor you want to fix and then you just replace all the parts to better parts. Just like so. Bam, you choose the better parts and you press repair. And let's say, for example, just to show you something pretty cool, I'm gonna put a 3, which is lower than what we have, and I'm gonna press repair. Now you're going to understand why general condition is a crazy factor that guns used to have but don't have anymore. Now look, I have one part which is 3%. It's pretty shitty. On a gun it would mean that I will have to repair it using a repair kit, which would be very expensive. Now, because the general condition of the suit is basically the average of all its parts, the condition is 71 because we have 3 parts which are very good and 1 part which is kind of shit. But it did bring the condition to 71, which means that we can start using a glue to fix it. So we use a glue, we repair, and then we gonna go back, boom, it's 76 condition. And the fiber, which was a condition of 3, is now a condition of 11. And now we can use, let's say, the sewing kit, 71. Bam, using it. And we're gonna even apply this one. Bam. Now, it's 93. And you can see that the fiber part has jumped to 71. So what I'm saying here is that the general condition allows you to fix armor parts which are utterly broken. Even red item parts that have like a value of 3, as you've seen, can be jumped all the way to 100 just because the other parts let you use a sewing kit or a glue on said armor. And now this is why I told you at the beginning of the video to just collect armor parts even if they're broken. Even if it's 17% and you find item with 3%, it's gonna bump up your average to let you use a repair kit on the suit and then repair that part within the suit. Amazing. Another tip, I would not use the armor repair kits to repair or saw together your armor, even if it's like a 50. It's the same as using this. Just get a part. It's much cheaper because armor repair kits are as expensive, if not more expensive, than weapon repair kits. So now all you goblin hoarders finally know what to do with all your broken suits and armors that you always wanted to use but never knew how. This guide was for you. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next episode.